Good morning. It's Wednesday morning. Somewhere around the 10th. Let me see here real quick. Somewhere around, yes, Wednesday, October 10th. 52 degrees out. Pretty soon Holly's going to be in a sweater on our morning walk because she's old. Patty doesn't, he's got a count that is called, I call it his Count Dracula cape. It looks kind of like a cape. But he runs hot-blooded, so surprisingly enough, pit bulls are supposed to like to be warm, not cold, but he doesn't like to be warm, and he certainly doesn't mind being cold. A long time ago, I don't know if anybody remembers this, I had a discussion with Pink Camera Magic, and one of her things was, people need to figure out why they're doing what they're doing. In this particular community, figure out why you're doing what you're doing. Have it ready, be prepared, understand it. If you can't understand it, if you don't understand it, you won't be able to explain it to anybody else. I think a good example of why that is important is the interaction that Central Ohio Transparency, if I remember correctly, he had with a bystander. Joe Citizen. John Q. Public. He was videotaping a police interaction. A non-violent, non-hostile police interaction. Nothing apparently going on. John Q. Public walked up, started asking questions. And John Q. Public was talking kind of about moral issues. Like, why are you doing this? Are you for the police or against the police? It's just not right what you're doing. It's just not right. I don't think John Q. Public was saying that it was against the law. I think he was saying that societally speaking, it's frowned upon. You're being nosy. And Central Ohio Transparency didn't really have a coherent response. He tried the whole, I'm an independent journalist gathering content for a story bullshit routine. And John Q. Public, as John Q. Public is wont to do, saw through that nonsense because nobody believes that bullshit except for people in the First Amendment auditing community. Nobody believes it. You guys keep saying it, but nobody believes it. Nobody's selling, or nobody's buying the bullshit you're selling. I think what could have been said, assuming it was actually Central Ohio Transparency's mission, what could have been said was, I am a police accountability advocate. Because you're not claiming to be a journalist at that point. You don't have to be working for anybody. I'm a police accountability advocate. What's wrong with that, guys? What's wrong with actually saying what you are? In answer to, are you for or against the police? Why not give your standard stock response? I know it's not true for a good percentage of you, but you could say, I'm against bad cops. I'm for good cops. I'm against bad cops. Because while John Q. Public may not buy it, at least it matches up with your narrative that you're a police accountability advocate. And if John Q. Public asks you, well, there's nothing going on, why are you still filming? You can say, well, John Q. Public, in my experience as a police accountability advocate, I have seen situations similar to this with the police go bad without notice. without warning. Things seem to be going well, and the next thing you know, someone is dead. I am providing an independent, third-party perspective. I am filming the police to be able to provide it as evidence if something should go good or bad, right or wrong for either party, either the police or the person the police are interacting with. Or maybe that's just my hopes of what people who are out there filming the police are doing and what their motivation is. Because, while I don't think that auditing buildings is necessarily wrong, I don't think it's really useful. I think it's probably counterproductive, but whatever. I do believe in filming the police. I think that is highly beneficial. And that, if anything, is where I would like to see this community succeed, is in filming the police. You never know when. I mean, the guy who filmed the Rodney King beatdown, or the Reginald Denny beatdown, I know Reginald Denny wasn't the police beating him down, but you know what I mean. The people who filmed those incidences, I mean, they changed the course of American history, for good or bad. You get to choose. I'm not making that judgment for you, but they definitely changed. They changed the course of American history. And you never know when. I mean, you never know when your camera, your phone, your whatever is going to be the star of an incident where you're going to capture something that no one else did. So that's where I would like to see the community succeed, not in auditing private residences, but in watching the police, not auditing them. I don't think you need to get up in their face. I don't think you need to cause interaction. Like, I'm not faulting Central Ohio Transparency for how he filmed the police at all. You may notice that. Take a second and rewind if you think I'm being negative to him. I am trying to give him helpful, constructive criticism on how to interact with John Q. Public, how to have a coherent narrative that will not necessarily throw everybody off their particular little game. Good morning. So that was my constructive criticism. As far as that filming of that residence, even if a government official lived there, I mean, you'd think people would have learned from filming Darla Peavy's home or throwing out her address. You would think that especially someone like Furry Potato would learn from that, considering that she probably doesn't want to go to Texas anytime soon because warrants and shit. You'd think she would learn from her mistakes, but I guess that's not a thing in the auditing world, learning from your mistakes. I guess since she didn't get arrested for it yet, I'm not saying she has a warrant out, but she apparently is the one who read out the address on Freeman's live stream. So I have a sneaking suspicion that Leon Valley might want to have words with her. Just maybe. It wouldn't surprise me if there was a warrant out for her in Texas. It would also surprise me if she had any plans to visit Texas for the next couple of years. Kids these days. But yeah, please, this is just me asking you. You obviously don't have to do it, but please don't audit private residences, please. And my First Amendment right. Well, I think as we've learned, your First Amendment rights don't allow you to harass people at their private residences. Especially not people who aren't members of the U.S. government. You're certainly not petitioning even remotely your government for redress of grievances at that point, because that's just silly and stupid. What the hell was Furry thinking? I don't even know. I don't even know. I'm really at a loss on that. Like there's nothing to be gained by that. Only negative potential consequences can flow from that. Anyway, I guess since I've left it on a negative note, then I've done my job. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great day.